everybody, welcome to the Friday Waffle, and for a change it's actually getting recorded on a Friday. Excuse me, just have a little refreshing drink. I thought I would get in the Christmas spirit and film this with that thing behind me. I only put the tree up a couple of days ago. I'd actually forgotten all about it, and my daughter said to me, "Look Dad, we need to, it's Christmas next, is it Wednesday I think it is," so I thought I'd better get the thing put up. So how are you? I hope you've all had an alright week. I have had, without going into too much detail, in fact I'm not going to get any detail at all, I've had a bit of a roller coaster week. Seriously, it's just been a bit mental. Fortunately, it's kind of ended on a bit of a high. You know, the fact that it's Friday, you know, that always makes things better, but it did kind of got pretty shit midweek, and then it kind of finished on a bit of a high. And like I says, it's the fact it's Friday always does help things. So yeah, I'm delighted it's Friday. I've not got didn't have any plans tonight. I took the dogs out for a walk, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to come home, I'm going to have an early bath, get the waffle done, and just kind of chill out. So that's what I'm going to do. Pardon me very much. Oh, excuse me. Now I've got the bloody hiccups. So yeah, what have I been doing this week apart from working? Oh yeah, before I forget, I mentioned last Saturday I think it was, I did the waffle, that I had I'd ordered myself the 64, which is what it's called, the new recreated 64. It's not a Commodore 64, it's called a 64. I ordered that from Amazon a couple of weeks ago, or was it last? I can't remember what day it was. It doesn't matter what day it was. It was 2 weeks ago I think it was. I ordered it for Amazon, and they said I was going to get it on, was it the Sunday, the Saturday? I can't remember exactly what day it was. Anyway, it was to arrive. They said it was in stock and it was going to arrive on whatever day it was. It was going to take 2 days because I've got Prime. So, you know, technically it's normally the next day. So I was fairly looking forward to getting it. And then a day later I get an email saying it's now going to be the 21st of December, which technically is tomorrow. It doesn't seem that long away. But when you're waiting on something, when you're looking forward to getting something and you know you're getting it that day, then somebody tells you, oh look, you're not getting it for another week, it's pretty disappointing. So anyway, I was kind of having a bit of a rant about that, how companies say they've got something in stock and you place an order and then they turn around and say, oh, we don't have it in stock and it's going to be 3 weeks. You know, that's pretty naff, to be fair. So I was having a rant about that. But anyway, I wanted just to kind of give you part 2 of the whole this 64 shenanigans. I ordered it from Game, and it was getting delivered via Collect Plus, and I got a text message last Saturday to say that, basically because I work during the day. I mean, my old job I used to work from home, now I'm never home, you know, when I'm home that's me finished work. So I thought what I'll do is I'll make use of the Collect Plus thing where you can basically get it delivered to either another address or to a shop, garage, whatever. So I picked the local BP service station round from me. It's just 2 minutes away. So did that, I thought that's fine. And then last Saturday I got a text message, your parcel's arrived. Now I was shooting my girlfriends on the Saturday, so I thought, great, get home, Sunday morning, got something to look forward to, pick it up and I'll have a play with it. So I got home on Sunday afternoon, went to the petrol station with the email that's got the code, it's a barcode thing. I said, I'm here to pick up a parcel, and she looked at me and she said, sorry, you can't get it until tomorrow. And I says, oh no, I've got a message to say it's been delivered, you know, it's here. She went, yeah, that's correct, but I can't give you it until tomorrow. And I'm like, but I've got the code here, I've got to pick it up now. And she went, no, my boss has said that because I'm on my own, I'm not allowed to give out parcels over the weekend, you'll need to come back tomorrow. And I'm like, wait a minute, I've paid for this to be delivered to you, you've got it, yet you're refusing to give me it. She went, I can't give you it. I says, so is it over there? She went, yeah. I says, so why can't you just give me it? I says, there's nobody else in the shop. And she's like, I'm not allowed to. I says, but what do you mean you're not allowed to? I says, I've paid for the service. I says, BP service station is getting paid to accept parcels and you're refusing to give me it. I says, I only live 5 minutes round the corner. I says, that's not the point. I says, I could have come from Edinburgh. I says, so if I'd come from Edinburgh to pick this up just now, you would have said I can't get it until tomorrow. She went, yeah. I says, well, that's bullshit. I says, that's complete and utter bullshit. I says, that goes against everything, the whole thing. I says, you're getting paid to get this for me, and then you're not going to give me. I says, what happens if I says, so when can I get it? She goes, oh, between 9 and 7 during the week. I says, so what happens if I'm not home until after 7? She goes, well, you need to come back the next day. I says, no, I says, I'm sorry. I says, that is absolute bullshit. So I walked out, and the thing is, the woman in question is, she's not a pleasant person. I've not had a run-in with her. She's quite an unpleasant, quite a rude actually individual. You know, she must be, I don't know, 60s, an embittered old woman. So I was pretty pissed off, you know. So I got home and I phoned Collect Plus and I explained to them just what this woman had told me, and they're like, no, she can't do that. That's basically infringing everything that Collect Plus stands for. She's got to give you that. So he says, look, I'll put you on hold and I'll phone her. Would you hang on? I says, yeah, that's fine. So he went away. A couple of minutes later, he comes back on the phone. I've just spoken to her and she's told me the same story that she's told you. She says she will not give you it. And he said, I'm going to escalate that. I says, that's completely contravening what they're getting paid. As a Collect Plus receiver, or whatever you want to call it, they're getting paid a chunky money to receive parcels and to receive them and post them. So I said, so what can I do? He says, well, I says, look, I says, wait, I says, so what, how did I get it? He says, well, the guy's not actually delivered it. I says, no, he has got it. He says, no, the guy tried to deliver it to there yesterday, i.e. the Saturday, and they refused to take it. He says, so he's going to try and deliver it again today. I says, but the woman has already told me that she will not accept it. They went, yeah, that's the case. I says, so look, could you contact the driver and ask him to either deliver it to me, I says, because I'm at home now, or else can he deliver it somewhere else, another collection point, or failing that, can you let me know when he's going to be outside the garage and I will meet him and I will get the parcel off him. He says, well, I can't do that because he's not got a mobile phone. I said, you've got no way of contacting him? And they went, nah. He says, we're really sorry. He says, all you can do, he says, what we can do is, we'll give you Yodel's phone number because they are basically doing the delivery on behalf of Collect Plus. So they gave me the phone number and the tracking number, so I phoned Yodel and I explained the situation to them, and they said, well, yeah, we can't get in touch with the driver, he's not got a phone with him, which I found hard to believe. Everybody's got a phone, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I wasn't angry with them. So they said, look, we can't get in touch with the driver, so there's no way that we can change where he's delivering it now. I says, well, do you know when he's going to be at the garage? They says, well, he's your stop number or drop off number 31 and he's currently on number 6. So they gave me the tracking number and I went in and I was looking at the map, next delivery number 7, I was number 31, and I think they reckoned it was going to take about 5 hours before he got to where he was going to be going to the garage. So I'm sitting there thinking, bugger that for a game of soldiers. So what I did was, and this is the mental part, I jumped in the car and I had a look at the map to see where he was. But it was literally 5 minutes from the house because he was kind of driving about my area. So I drove to where he'd been and I was having a good look to see if I could see a Collect Plus van, not a Collect Plus, a Yodel van. Couldn't find anything. Then I realised, well, wait a minute, this app is only updating once he's dropped off something. It's not showing you where he's going, it's only showing you where he's been. So technically I'm always going to be one step behind him. So I thought, nah, bugger it. What I'll do is I'll look to see where he's been, and then I'll park on the main road in a bus stop and see if I can see him. So I drove for about, I would say the best part of an hour. I was just that determined to get this because I could see him on the map. He was quite close by. And I was kind of at the point where I thought, like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to get this. I'm just going to have to wait until Monday and hopefully get it then. I was more concerned the fact that he was maybe going to get refused a drop off again and then return the thing. So I parked up. I looked to see where he was going or where he had been, and I parked quite nearby. And I was sitting on my phone, and then I just looked in the rear mirror, and I saw this white van pulling out from where he was in the map, and I thought, that doesn't say anything in the van. But I noticed as the guy drove past me, he had a high-vis jacket on, or a high-vis vest. I said, high-vis vest, try saying that when you're drunk. I thought, that might be him. So I started to tailgate him. I didn't tailgate him, but I followed him for about 10 minutes, and he eventually parked up. So rather than make it too obvious, I kind of parked a wee bit further away, and I jumped out the car, ran to the van. I said, "Excuse me, mate." I says, "I don't suppose you work for Yodel?" He went, "Yeah, I do." I says, "Look, mate," and I explained the situation to him. I says, "Look, I've been trying to get this." I says, "I know you tried to drop it off yesterday and they wouldn't accept it." I says, "I know you're going back there today, they're not going to accept it." I says, "Could you check to see if you've got the parcel that belongs to me?" So the guy had a look and he says, "What's your name?" I says, "Alan Stewart." He went, "Yeah, I've got a parcel here." And I even described it. I says, "It's going to be about this size of box." And he went, "I've got it here." I says, "Oh, can you let me have it?" He went, "I can't, mate." He says, "Because I've got to scan this to show it's been dropped off." And I went, "Oh, yeah." I says, "Look, I can even tell you what's inside the box, mate." And he went, "Look, I know it's your parcel." He says, "But I've got to get a signature to say it's been dropped off." And then he said to me, "Look, what I'll do is I'll take a photograph of the barcode, but could you still sign it?" I went, "Of course I can." So I signed it and got it. And then for the last 3 or 4 days this week, I've been getting emails saying you've still to collect your Collect Plus. Then I got an email yesterday from Collect Plus saying that unfortunately we have to advise that your parcel has gone missing and you should contact the store for a refund. Now, some bad people would have done that and said, "I've not got it," but you know what? That guy, he did me a favour. So I just emailed him back. I says, "Look, panic over," and explained the situation. I says, "Look, this guy, I was trying to get a hold of this parcel which belonged to me. Basically, the woman in the shop was just being an arse." I says, "So the guy very, very kindly gave me this thing, and I've got it, so everybody's happy." But apart from, obviously, I still want to. I actually complained. I sent a letter to BP to complain about this shop because that's just bang out of order. Absolutely bang it. There wasn't even any apology or anything. She was just like, "No, I can't give you." So I mean, she even told lies. She didn't. I said to her, "Is the parcel over there?" And she went, "Yes," but it wasn't there. So in fact, if she'd said that to me, "I don't have the parcel," then I would have been pissed off, but I probably wouldn't have done what I did. So yeah, that was the shenanigans surrounding this V64, and you know what? I'm ashamed to admit it. If I'd just left it getting delivered from Amazon, I'd be getting it tomorrow. And do you know this? The parcel is still upstairs, unopened. I mean, I've opened it. I can see what it is. It's a C6 or it's a 64 as it's called. I've not even opened it yet. So, but I'm a bit of a twat when it comes to these things. I get quite fixated with things. If there's something I need to do and it becomes a bit of it gets into my head and I won't let it go. So I was running about like a blue arse fly trying to, I don't know why I'm looking over there, I should be looking there, trying to find this parcel, and I got it, and then I've had it since last Sunday and I've not even opened the damn thing, so I'm a bit daft, but yeah, that was the fun and games with that. So as I mentioned last week, I've been going a wee bit, no, I wouldn't say going a wee bit daft. I've bought a few things for myself. The thing is, you know what? I live on my own now. I've got my daughter. She comes to stay every second week. I don't drink, not very much. I mean, I'll drink lucky if it's once every 3 months. I don't smoke. I don't really do very much. I don't spend a lot of money on myself. But every now and again, something will come along and I'll be like, got to get. And it's usually an impulse thing. I mean, the 64 was Panther UK's fault because he mentioned it in the live stream 2 weeks ago. And then when, was it Ian Hunter, I think it was, said that it was VIC-20 compatible, I thought, I'm in. So that was that. Then, if you've watched my channel regularly, you might have seen the video I put out a couple of days ago, the ZX Omni, which is basically, it's a brand new Spectrum. It's not the Spectrum Next, by the way, that's going to be a brand new Spectrum, but yeah, the ZX Omni it's the ZX, I was going to say it's the ZX 48K, it's not. It's the same size motherboard, it's a brand new motherboard, so it's not like old bits. It's a brand new motherboard, it's got 128K in it, it's got an SD card in it, and it's almost, I wouldn't say it is 100, in fact I know for a fact it's not 100% compatible, but it's almost 100% compatible. It's probably 99.7623957% compatible. The one game I couldn't get it working and I was a wee bit, damn it, I'm going to see if I can get another copy, is the game that my mate Steve Snake wrote, Horus and the Spiders. That, for some reason, that wouldn't work, not quite sure why. Anyway, yeah, the ZX Omni, it's a recreated Spectrum. It's inside the original ZX81 keyboard. I mean, not ZX81, listen to me, I just open my mouth and my tongue just goes blah, and it just, all this nonsense comes out. I need to stop and think about what I'm going to say. It goes inside a a Spectrum 48K keyboard case, whatever you want to call it, and it's got this screen built onto it. So it's basically a ZX 128 laptop. Now, when I got it a couple of days ago, it wouldn't work with battery. So I left it on overnight rather foolishly, and it still wouldn't work. So I was a wee bit disappointed because I bought it as a portable Spectrum. Now, yeah, I could use it with the power pack or the power plugged in, but you know what? It's a portable Spectrum, and I want to be able to use it without it being plugged in. So I was a wee bit disappointed that I couldn't get it to work. But fortunately, on the ZX Omni, Facebook page, and the guy that actually makes these machines, I posted a little comment that says I've plugged this thing in, left it on overnight, and it's not charging. And what he said to me was, you need to double check because there's a little bit in the motherboard that might need soldered. So I thought, I'm out. I'm not going to go opening up this thing because I'm just a complete arse when it comes to technical electronic-y stuff. Then somebody posted a picture and explained to him what you need to do. He says you unscrew the 5 screws, carefully lift the keyboard off, and you'll see it. And I thought, well, it doesn't sound too difficult. So I did that, and lo and behold, I could see the wee bit. Basically, 2 wee, I don't know what you call contacts, whatever. 2 tiny little contacts, and there's a tiny, maybe about 2mm gap. Now, basically, these 2 little pins have to touch. So all you needed to do is get a tiny little drop of solder and just pop it on it. Excuse me, which I don't have. I've never done that sort of thing before. So I was asking the guy that made it, I says, what is this? And he says, basically, bottom line is, I forgot to solder it. He says, there's no excuse. Some of them I sent out and I'd forgot to solder these little bits together. He says, you do that and you should be good to go. So my mate Neil, he came up last night and it took him all of 6.5 seconds to do it. And I plugged it in last night and I left it on for an hour, and then when I tried to switch it on, nothing. I thought, it's not working. Then I thought, you know what, I'll leave it on overnight. So I plugged it plugged it on, left it overnight again, which you shouldn't really do, kids. Left it on overnight, and the guy had said to me, when the light goes blue, then it's fully charged. If it's red, it's charging. When it's blue, it automatically shuts off. So when I got up this morning at 7 o'clock, or 6:45 I should say, excuse me, the light was still red, and I thought, God, that's been charging for what, 8 hours? So I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it, go to work, come back and see. When I came back for work, the blue light had come on, and I tried it and it's working. So yeah, I've no idea how long it lasts. Somebody said apparently you get about 3 hours worth out the batteries. So yeah, really happy. I'm going to have a wee shot of that tonight after I finish recording this thing. It's, you know what, it's one of these, it's a complete kind of homemade thing. It's a bit rough around the edges, you know, it's but there's something that I love about homemade things like that. It's a one-off. Well, I know it's not a one-off because other people have got them, but I was very lucky to get it. A, I got it for a good price, and B, there's a massive waiting list for these things. You know, it's only the one guy that makes them, so there is a big list. You know, if you want one, you've got to put your name in a big waiting list. So with me buying it second hand, I've effectively skipped the queue. Dearie me, I'm tired. Hence the big baggy eyes. Yeah, brilliant. I've not had a chance to play it much, but I'm really looking forward to playing it. I mean, I've got different portable spectrums, you know, gaming handhelds and that kind of stuff, but to actually have a proper Spectrum with a screen is a bit special, you know. It really, it's, yeah, just absolutely awesome. So that's the other thing. And I also bought that wee handheld which I showed you last week. Yeah, before I start answering the questions, apologies again about the lack of sort of video content. I mean, I've put out a couple of videos, but I'll be honest, I've not got any videos in reserve yet, so anything that I'm putting out, I'm having to make and then put out there. And then next week, I'm saying next week, it's Christmas Day and all that kind of thing. I've got a couple of videos planned. I'm not going to tell you what they are. A couple of collab videos with a couple of people. You probably can guess. If you watch my channel regularly, you know the people I do collab videos with. So I've got a couple of them Christmas specials coming out. They will be out before Christmas. In fact, you know what? I don't even mind telling you this one. The plan is, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Lawn Boys Post 1975 on Christmas Eve. So if you've got nothing planned on Christmas Eve, I don't know what time, probably 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock. What I'll do is once I tie in with Dave when we're going to do it, I'll put a little post up on my Facebook page. Christmas Eve live stream. It's just going to be a talky one. We're just going to talk about anything and everything. If you've got any questions or stuff you want to talk about, just put your comments. Well, put it down below if you want, but if you can tune in, then great. But you know what? I totally get that Christmas Eve is a time for families. It's not for watching old blokes like myself and Dave, although he's much better looking and also a lot younger than myself. But yeah, if you're at a loose end on Christmas Eve, then please join us. But like I says, I will put a confirmation on Facebook, the Main Micer Facebook page, just to let you know when it is. Now, before I forget, I've spoken to the guy, and he's happy enough for me to say this. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that Stephen Thomber, who's a regular on my channel, he's one of the guys. He tunes in, he takes part, he asks questions. You know, he takes part in the, what do you call it? So I've just had a message from Lycosa popping up. He takes part in the live streams and that kind of stuff. He's a good lad, and he mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago that he was in quite a bad way. You know, not quite a bad way, a serious position health wise. You know, I'm talking mega serious. He messaged me, sent me an email this week to say that things are looking much, much, much better. Apparently the medication that he was on was kind of screwing him up a bit, and it was he was getting this real adverse reaction to the medication that he was on, and that's what really flung him. So he just wanted to let me know, and he said I was fine to mention this, that he's still far out, he's still not out of the woods yet, he's still ill, but he's feeling a lot better. So all I can say, Stephen, is for myself and every single person that watches my channel, we're right behind you, buddy. I mean that. Sending big hugs and love to you, mate. I'm really looking forward to seeing you back online and taking part. So genuinely mean that, mate. And just before I go, or not before I go, before I start answering the questions, PCX PS2, I can never remember your name, Alex. I can never remember your full avatar name. Just want to wish Alex and his good lady all the best. She's not been well at all. I just found that out tonight. She's just out of hospital and is feeling a lot better. So again, big love and hugs to you and the missus there, Alex. I hope things work out really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody back where you should be. So yeah, I'm going to just crack on with the questions. As I keep saying, I want to keep this short. I don't know how short it's going to be, no idea. Should have put my glasses actually. So anyway, yeah, questions. Is this going to be... No, I've still got... What am I talking about? It's only the 21st. This will be the last waffle before... Yeah, this will be the last waffle before Christmas. Yeah, and then I'll be doing one more before New Year. But like I says, Dave and I are going to be doing, hopefully, a live stream on Christmas Eve, so please join us then. Anyway, down the rabbit hole cave. Hi Alan, one last round of questions here before the Christmas break. First of all, have you seen the size of the new Xbox that comes out next year? It's enormous, the size of a trash can. Really? I was talking about this last week. I watched the sort of the trailer thing that they put out, and I can't say I really noticed the size of it. I didn't really notice it. I wasn't really looking to see what size it was, to be honest with you, Kev. So it's enormous. Well, I mean, I'm looking at the original Xbox. That was bloody huge as well, as was the original PlayStation. Not the original PlayStation. The original PlayStation 3 was huge as well. But yeah, the original Xbox, which is sitting right over there, was massive as well. So that's a good thing, maybe, because technically size might mean that it's got better cooling and that kind of stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I've not got a problem with that. I mean, we've kind of gone the opposite with the minis, and everything's wee. And the problem with the minis, as much as I love them, is there's no weight to them. And, it's when you plug it in, it just flops about everywhere. Whereas you get a nice big heavy beast, it feels like you're getting value for money. Secondly, regardless of time period, modern or retro, do you find you mostly play on computer or console? Computer or console, I'm not going to count making videos because it's mostly computer. When it comes to actually playing games for fun, it's mostly going to be console. I do play the Amiga. I've not played the Amiga for a wee while. I do play the C64. I do play my computers. I mean, I've obviously been playing the Spectrum. I was playing it last night. I was playing Jetpack and Manic Miner. But ordinarily, if I'm playing, it'll be... I mean, I do play the PlayStation 4 sometimes. It'll be, the SNES, the Mega Drive, PC Engine, So, yeah, I don't play a lot of games. For an old bloke that talks about games constantly, I don't actually play that many. So, yeah, if I was going to play, I mean, if I was to kind of try and divvy up the gaming time, I'd probably say 70% is consoles, handhelds, whatever, and probably 30% is going to be computers. Like I said, when I'm making videos, I play games. to record, it's on the PC. One final question from me until the new year. Do you have any predictions for Nintendo in 2020, especially considering their competitors are releasing new powerful consoles and Nintendo themselves just released the Switch Lite? I don't know, Kev, that's a hard one. I mean, Nintendo they're not a follower. They do their own thing. I mean, when the Switch came out, the Nintendo Wii, I should say, the Nintendo Wii was like old technology. I mean, did that come out? I'm trying to think. It came out basically as a rival to the 360 and the PS3. Yet the kind of the processing power, I believe, and the graphic prowess was more PlayStation 2. So Nintendo have never really been one for going for the most powerful system. I mean, they're always the ones that want to do something different. I mean, they were the first ones really to bring out the motion thing. They brought out the Virtua Boy, they brought out the 3DS. I mean, neither Microsoft nor Sony have attempted a 3D thing. Yeah, we've got the virtual reality, or whatever it is. But Nintendo just do their own thing. So I don't expect we'll see a system that's going to be more powerful than the PlayStation 4 or 5, whatever. I don't know, we might see... Is it possible we're going to see some 3D add-on for the Nintendo Switch, like a virtual reality, possibly? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo were the first company to bring out a console that you could play in the TV and you put glasses on. We've not all seen it, but the 3D TV was a thing until people realised that it was naff, and then they stopped buying it. I think Nintendo will probably be the first one to bring out a console that plugs into TV, you put a pair of glasses and you've got 3D. I don't know, like I says, Kev, Nintendo always do their own thing. So we'll see, and that's why I do like Nintendo. As much as people hate them because, they don't like people, what have I done here? They don't like, hang on a second, I've just screwed up. How can I get back? How did I get out of this? Replies, there we go. Yeah, Nintendo are still the pioneers as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, Kev, thanks for that, buddy. Milfy Swinbuckle, the top waffler, does it again. Great waffle as ever, Main Meister. Anyway, here's a question for the next one. The old computer magazines, when reviewing a game, used to rate graphics, sound, music, gameplay, controls, etc. I believe virtually everybody puts gameplay first as the most important requirement, but what about the rest? Are graphics more important than sound or vice versa? Is music really necessary? Perhaps it all depends upon the game itself as to what is important. What do you think is the most important aspect when playing a game, and where do you rank the others? That's a good point. I would always go for playability, because regardless of how wonderful a game looks, I mean, look at Dragon's Lair. Dragon's Lair looked amazing back in, whenever it came out, but the gameplay was shit. And for my mind, that made a crap game. It's always about the playability. Look at Tetris. Look at Quicks. Any of these games. I mean, some of the best games have got naff graphics. Look at Beam Rider. Look at Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Miner 2049er. Some of these games are awful. Graphically they're absolutely woeful, but they're great games. So playability is always going to be my number one, without a shadow of doubt. I think the graphics would have to be the next thing, because if you're playing a game that's... I was going to say, Beam Rider looks shit, it plays awesomely, and it's got awesome sound, so, that kind of goes against what I was going to say. I would want gameplay, then graphics, then sound. Music, I'm kind of on the fence with that one, because music with some games can really add to the game, the atmosphere. I mean, 3 games that spring to mind. Super Pipeline, the music helps to make the game. You take the sound out, it's just not the same game. Wave the Exploding Fist, again, I think the music really makes it. And what was the Gyrus is another game. The sound really drives you on. And Commando on the Commodore 64, it just makes the game. It really adds to the game itself. But ordinarily, I would say, yeah, gameplay way above, way above anything else. Then graphics, then sound, and then music would be the last one. So, great question, by the way, Malthy, thank you. Batman, the legendary Mainmeister, entertains the troops again in the finest style. Thanks for tackling my topic, sir. My topic this week, you were talking about the C64. Did yours arrive? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? Well, you've just heard me moan about how I had to jump through hoops to get the thing, and then when I did get it, I've not even opened it, and it's just been because I've been mega busy, and I want to do an unboxing. I don't normally do unboxing videos, but I think that deserves it because it does look lovely. It really does. So I can't actually comment as yet back because I've not opened it. I had mine on an order and received it a few days ago, and I have been tinkering with it and having a lot of fun. Your opinion on it would be much appreciated. Mainmeister, it's over to you. I will 100%, I'll be doing an unboxing video, and then I'll be putting it through its paces. And I'll probably do a second video at some point to actually properly talk about how it feels, how it looks, etc, etc. Is it worth the money? But that will definitely be coming next week. Yolde Gamer Steve, top waffling, the RG350 looks so neat. I just went and ordered one for Christmas. Cost me £80. You know what, Steve, you're not going to be disappointed, mate. Not at all. It's brilliant. What to do is go and watch Steve Benway's. Steve Benway's done 3 videos, and what he's basically saying is, if you're wanting a machine that is pick up and play, then it's not really for you. He says it will work fairly well out of the box, but if you really want to get the most for it, you need to be prepared to tinker with it. You need to be able to tweak options to finely tune it, get it running perfectly, turning off various bits and pieces. But I've not done anything with it. I want to put custom firmware on because I think that makes it better. And yeah, I want to put custom firmware on, and I want to start tweaking it. I've not got MAME running on it yet. I've got the Mega Drive and that, and I've got to say the sound is excellent. The screen is lovely. 60 quid, or in your case 80 quid, it's still worth it. Really nice, and it feels quite solid. It's got a nice kind of rubbery feeling back to it as well. So yeah, you're not going to be disappointed one little bit. Bugger off. Why am I getting it when I own a Switch? I don't know, it just looks cool. Why do you ever need an excuse to buy tech, Steve? Question for you next, Waffle mate. Were consoles better before they got internet connectivity? My brain would say no, because I think anybody who says the Atari 2600 is a better console than PlayStation 4 would be a wee bit delusional. I'm never ever going to say that, the SNES is better than the PlayStation 4. However, from a personal perspective, I prefer the SNES to the PlayStation 4. I like the fact that you just put the cartridge in, switch it on, away you go. There's none of this pissing about with loading games or anything like that, downloading a 60 gig update just to play the game. None of that bollocks. You've got to log in to be able to play it properly. Nah, I would always take a console that you don't have to plug in. I mean, if I was to pick, my favourite console to play, it would probably be like the Xbox 360 because there's so many good games for it. But yeah, it would. I would always go for an old style one. So anyway, thanks for that, Steve. Sandy, I can hardly read your second name. Sandy Olia, yeah. I got the same email from Amazon 3 days ago saying it would be delayed until the 21st. I was pissed off, but then this morning I got another email from Amazon saying it had been dispatched and it would arrive Sunday. Are you joking? So if I'd left it, I would have got it on Sunday anyway. Hope you get yours soon enough. Yeah, well, I did eventually, Sandy. But yeah, thanks for that, buddy. And Ox, first of all, a Merry Christmas to all. My dad and my uncle broke my Evel Knievel stunt cycle by winding it too hard, and I had to go looking for another one on Boxing Day. But I also had the Red Rally Grifter, my first big bike, and loved it even though I couldn't use it until February due to all the snow that year. I always remember the following Christmas as well, as I got the Atari 2600. You know what, I would have loved to have got an Atari for my Christmas, but I never did, which was the real start of my gaming interest, although we had the Binatone Pong TV game before that. A festive question for the next waffle, Al. Which game or games do you remember playing at Christmas or remind you the most of Christmas? Mine would be Millimon on the ZX Spectrum on a tape. I was given them from my science teacher at school, believe it or not. And International Soccer on the C64, a cartridge which my parents bought me when I first got my C64. Loved International Soccer. I would hate to actually think of how many hours I put into the C64. International Soccer, I played that constantly. Anyway, getting back to what you were saying. Now, I've mentioned this before. Because I'm an old bloke, I never got all my consoles, computers were all, apart from my Texas, which I got I think for my birthday, I never had any gaming related stuff at all. My mum and dad were a different generation. They didn't have any idea about what a computer was. They knew what they were, but they wouldn't have had a clue about games or anything like that at all. So I don't have any real computery memories. The only memory I can really remember, well, there's two of them. The first one was my mate bought me, it was a really, really naff, fruit machine simulator. Sorry, I'm just looking at, I've got all these pop-ups coming up in the bottom of my tablet thing. It was, what was I talking about? It was a fruit machine simulator on the Atari ST, and I remember getting that, and just the fact that it was a computer game on Christmas, I sat downstairs for a couple of hours playing it, and it was shit. there's no point in trying to colour it up any other way. It was naff, it was crap. The one game that I always think about at Christmas time, and it was Gauntlet on the C64, and I had it on disc, and I actually stayed in on Hogmanay on New Year's Eve to you English people, and rather than going out with my mates, I sat in my bedroom that night and I played Gauntlet. I don't know what time it was, I played it for hours. I played it till like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I remember at the time thinking, this is sad. I could be out there, you know, with my mates, going to parties and getting drunk and whatever, chasing women, but I chose to play Gauntlet on my C64, and it wasn't even a particularly good game. So that's about the only real Christmas gaming memory I've got, Neil, because like I said, I was too old. I had to buy all my gaming stuff myself. So yeah, great question though. Right, this is the guy that's cost me all this money. Panther UK, blame me all you like, Mr. Stewart. I still hold you responsible for 12 C64s, a VIC-20, a CPC 464, a GPD XT and a Spectrum Plus 2. Great wafflings, mate, as usual. I definitely blame the companies like Amazon for dodgy stock numbers, not the C64 guys. Oh, absolutely, I was never blaming the C64 guys, Chris. There is no way that the manufacturer or distributor don't send accurate stock numbers to these companies. I'm 99% sure that as I work in manufacturing, and the companies we supply get accurate shipping notes both physically and digitally when we send out goods. I figure it's just people selling to the end user that put out inflated figures to generate massive pre-orders. Rant over. For everyone on the fence, the full size the 64 is a thing of beauty and it works well. Pokemon Fire Red on the Game Boy Advance is a good little RPG game. I wouldn't say it was just for kids, I'd say it was a game with something for all ages. Yeah, somebody was asking, I think it was Kev was asking me about Pokemon, have I ever played a Pokemon game? The answer is no, I've always thought it's a kind of kiddies game, but will I try it, Pokemon Red? Probably not, but I'll bear that in mind anyway. Not a question as such. I was saying to my 20-year-old son that the golden age of gaming was from 1978 to around 1994. He said to me that he disagreed and that the golden age is now, because with today's PCs we can play almost everything via emulation, plus have all the good stuff on modern systems too. I can see his point, but it's not the same, or is it? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Cheers, mate. Yeah, you know what? I understand what he's saying, and he is technically correct. Now gamers you've never had it so good. You've got all these modern consoles, you've got access to all the old consoles. I mean, you can pick up a Mega Drive Mini with, is it 60 games for 60 quid? I mean, really? So yeah, technically, now is the best time to be a gamer because you've got a huge selection of games, but that would be like saying this is now the golden age of films. In other words, you can watch Star Wars, you can watch It's a Wonderful Life, you can watch Ben-Hur, you can watch The Sound of Music, you can watch the latest films. But people would probably say the golden age, well, I would say maybe for me being an 80s kid, the golden age of films was the 80s. There were some classic videos. So it depends how you class the golden age. The golden age for me, I would agree with you, Chris, as far as like 1978 to for me personally, I wouldn't go as high as 94 or 90, whatever it was you said. I would say, I don't know, up to maybe 90, whatever. Just because I'm older, I don't really... I mean, yeah, the Mega Drive and SNES are classics. Yeah, in fact, I would agree with what you're saying there. 30 years ago was the golden age because that's when these machines came out. But I do know what your son means. It's how you actually look at it. What angle you're actually talking about the golden age. Back at 30 years ago was when all the classic consoles came out. Whereas now, you can still get to play these. I mean, you can pick up an Xbox 360 for 30 quid and you can pick up games for 50 pence. So from that perspective, now is the best time to be a gamer, but the golden age of gaming was years ago. Good question though, Chris. Kevin Gallagher, hello there Alan, got the C64 Max full keyboard, HDMI, it's mini to maxi big, good stuff mate. Milestar Electronics, too much bad weather, quite. Lacosa, first nail in Peter Molyneux's coffin was the cancellation of Dungeon Keeper 3. I think the C64 isometric game you're trying to remember is Chimera. I was talking to Chris the other night there, we were recording a part of a video, and he said to me, I know what game you're talking about, and I went, what was that again? He went, it's an isometric game, and I went, Chimera. So as soon as he mentioned it, it instantly came in my head. Yeah, it was a bit of a naff game, but it did have speech. Darts player, I'm guessing, was Chris Mason. You're absolutely right. I was mentioning how somebody asked me what was the first game you played on. Did you ever play online games? I think it was Kevin down the rabbit hole. And I said I used to play virtual pool, and I played against Chris Mason for quite a few weeks actually, and he's a good lad. I hadn't actually heard of him at that point, so yeah. And next was Colin Jones. I built my own C64 PSU. Given how much I spent getting the wrong 9V supply, it would probably have cost less to get a ready-made one. Well, I don't have that choice, Colin. I'm as thick as a brick when it comes to things like that, so I was never going to build my own. However, I did actually order myself a soldering iron off Amazon, and it arrived today because I thought to myself, I really need to start trying to learn how to solder, because people talk about it like it's easy, and I'm like, you know, I would end up getting rid of something because it doesn't work, whereas it might be a capacitor or whatever. So I'm going to start dabbling. My mate Neil has basically told me that he's going to start giving me lessons. I was dubious about the supply of the 64 from the day before release. I chased it up all morning on the actual day and was continually assured this was normal, and I was still on track to get it that day. Then I saw the update. Then I lost it, cancelled the order, and came very close to actually swearing at them. That night I decided to go the Retro Pie route, which all arrived next day, and have done testing with that and happy with it. Not got time to set it up fully yet, but getting used to how things work. The C64 itself is no longer on my wish list. I don't like being lied to. Yeah, I was the same as well, Colin. It is a bit naff. The weather's doing my head in, quite literally. My mood is being seriously affected, and probably a major contributing factor in the C64 decision above. I even caught the bus today to work rather than cycle. It's that bad. For what it's worth, Colin, I'm exactly the same. I'm an outside person, you know, I love being outside, but I just find this shit weather totally depressing. Jeff's new game is Moose Life. Yeah, I was talking about a new game that Jeff is bringing out. Rant aside, here's a waffle question. What is your favourite cheap knockoff handheld system? You know what, I don't actually have any knockoff systems per se. I mean, you know, you could say that little handheld or the GPDXD. These are all technically not sort of knockoff. Well, no, they're not. They're just little Android devices. But I love all these little devices because they're cheap and they're just ridiculously compatible with stuff. But yeah, I don't have any knockoff ones. I know my mate Lunboy's Post. He's got lots of cheap Chinese tat, as he likes to call it. And at the end of the day, if the game plays well, then and you're getting it for half price, then what's not to love? So anyway, thanks for that, Colin. And this is the very, very last one. I don't even know if there's a question. Regarding Pokemon, I'd suggest trying the original red, blue or yellow. I've played it through many times over the years, playing an emulator then run it 2 or 4 speed. Despite the cutesy graphics, it's a quality game. Also, you should do an Arcade Perfect on Raiden. That's a good actual idea, Lewis. So anyway guys, listen, that is it. That's my waffle in the bag until, well, it's going to be the one just before Hogmanay. So I'm going to, I just want to really, it's not the last video of the year obviously, so I'm not going to do my roundup as such, but I just want to really say thanks to everybody that watches my videos, that takes time to comment, asking me questions, supporting the channels. I keep saying I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys, because I have an absolute blast doing it, and if I can entertain anybody even for 5 minutes, then it's all been worth it. Again, big hugs, you know, to Stephen and to Alex and his missus. You know, it's without sounding Jerry Springfield. Jerry Springfield? Yeah, Jerry Springfield. I couldn't remember if that was his name or not. You know, life is too short. I'm 52. I'm not under any illusions that I've maybe got 20 years left. You know, it's quite depressing actually. And life can just be taken away just like that. So I basically act like a twat. I act like I'm 21 years old. You know, I'm talking about video games for God's sake on YouTube. But you know what? Life is so short. It can be snuffed out in a second. So make the absolute most of your life, you know, because live every day like it's your last, because we've only got one chance of this. So anyway, enough about that. Like I says, big love to Stephen and Alex's missus. I hope you all have an absolute stonking Christmas. I hope you have a really nice time. I'm going up to my sister's on Christmas Day. If you're at a loose end on Christmas Eve, please join myself and Lone Boy's Post for a Christmas Eve talking pish, basically. So anyway guys, have a good one, and as always, thanks very, very much for watching. Take it easy.